Think about your why. This is going to be the reason that you want to build and grow your author brand. Is it because you want to become a #1 best-selling author? Is it because you want to leave your full-time job? Is it because you want additional income so that you can live a more free and fulfilled life? Whatever your why is, think about it. Your why is important because it provides a clear sense of purpose and direction. This is important because building a author brand is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You have to put in time, work, grit, hustle. Like, you really have to work and implement the strategy that you decide to build. So throughout that process, you may get a little weary, or you may feel like this is harder than I expected. So your why is going to be based off of your values and beliefs of why it is so important that you continue to go, why it is so important that you don't quit. So think about it. What is your why? Why do you want to create an author business? When I started my coloring book business, Entrepreneurs Color Too, it was to fulfill a purpose in my own life. During that time, I was going through a very stressful time at work, and coloring books were recommended to me. But when I went online to find some additional coloring books outside of the one that I already had, I couldn't find any that had women that looked like me on the covers. So while I was scrolling through Amazon, I was just going through the coloring books. Maybe a few of the children's coloring books had a representation of diversity on the cover. Not many though. But none of the coloring books had a Black woman on the cover. So I wanted to color something that helped me relieve stress and practice self-care, but I also wanted to color something that I could relate to. I wanted to create representation in books because I saw that there was a lack there. And I worked while I built my business, but I also understood that my long-term goals did not include me having to work if I did not want to. And in 2021, when my business made 6 figures on the side, that was the year I quit. Something else I want you to consider is, what is author success for you? You get to make your own definition for success because success is different for everyone. Success for me is when my soul is prospering and when I'm doing what I love and making money doing that thing. To me, that is success. Walking in my purpose and fulfilling the vision that I believe I should be fulfilling. When I was a little girl, I remember my teacher asking, you know how the teacher always goes around and asks you, what do you want to be when you grow up? So they were asking everyone in the room, and when they got to me, I said I wanted to be a cashier. Now, the students in the class laughed during that time because, of course, everyone else was saying they wanted to be a nurse, they wanted to be a scientist, they wanted to be all these astronomical things, right, that your parents teach you to say, or that you watch somebody and maybe that's why you think you want to be that at such a young age. But when I said a cashier, everyone laughed, but that didn't bother me so much because I always thought outside of the box. But the thing about my teacher is, after she asked us what we wanted to be, she never asked why I wanted to be that. She never asked any of the students that. If she had asked me why I wanted to be that, I would have simply told her because my grandmother had bought me a cash register. And when she bought the cash register, it came with like a little grocery thing. It was like fun for little kids to play with. And so I was ringing up her groceries because we were playing one day. And when I started ringing up her groceries, I had to tell her how much it was going to cost. So when I would press the cash register bell, it would open up the drawer and there would be a cha-ching. So the reason I wanted to be a cashier was because I liked the sound cha-ching coming out of the register and having to count the money back to you. So even though I didn't know it then, I was essentially mapping out the goal for my life, even at a young age, because I knew that I liked the sound of cha-ching and counting money. But who knew that years later, once I became an adult, they would have something called Shopify, where you can make sales, and when you make a sale, you hear the cha-ching noise. So mapping out your goals is essential, whether you're intentionally mapping them out or not.